This is a training session regarding entering and changing cost code information. In order to set up job budgets in the JobView system, it's necessary to first create a dictionary of cost codes. From this dictionary, you can then select cost code items to use as budget line items on new jobs created through the job setup. In order to enter or change cost codes in the cost code dictionary, we select cost codes from the job costing menu. This is a list of all the cost codes currently entered in the dictionary. We can sort them by code number or alphabetically by description. To edit a cost code, highlight the code and click Change. In this window, we can assign a cost code number. The code number must have the correct number of digits, as specified in the job costing setup options from the Setup menu. In this case, we have a 5-digit cost code. Here we can enter a code description. If labor budgets will be assigned to this cost code number, we may wish to use these fields on the right-hand side of the window. We can enter default workers' comp, certified payroll, and general liability craft codes. These will serve as defaults during labor budget entry. In the bottom left-hand section, we see our default general ledger accounts. These are accounts that will be used for expenses charged to budgets using this cost code number. For example, we see that labor costs will be charged to account 45010. This means if we charge a payroll timesheet to a labor budget on this cost code, the expense will be posted to account 45010. In the next section, we can enter default burden percentages and rates per unit. These indicate that whenever a dollar amount is charged to this cost code, the system will add a certain percentage or dollar amount per unit to the cost code as a burden cost. Usually, when we enter a cost code, we do not need to change any general ledger accounts or burden percentages, because these will be inserted automatically by the system by default, depending on the account numbers and burden percentages we entered in the job costing setup options. More detail on these burden percentages can be found in the training session on setting up job cost accounting options. In this section, we can enter a material unit name. This is the unit of measure for material budgets using this cost code. If this were a cost code such as concrete, the material unit might be cubic yards. The average labor rate would be the usual dollar amount that it would cost for the labor to install a cubic yard of concrete. And the equipment rate would be the average dollar amount it would cost for the equipment used to install a cubic yard of concrete. The final entry is the default item ID. This will be helpful if you want the system to automatically generate purchase orders from the budget you enter. Once we've entered the information about our cost code, we click the OK button, and our entry is complete. At this point, we can generate a printed list of our cost codes by clicking this button. This concludes this training session on entering and changing job cost codes.